Hello, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for this next installment of the Northwest Chamber of Commerce Member Interview Studio Sessions. Joining us today is Matt Franzén, the Corporate Sales Manager from the Best Western in Westminster. Hi, Matt. Thanks for joining us.
Hi, how's it going?
Good, thanks. We're glad you were able to join us today. Matt is a huge part of our chamber. He's always coming to our events and everything, so we're really glad to have him with us today and to learn a little more. All right, we're going to jump right into the first question.
Yes, it's great to be here.
Okay, so what first got you into the world of corporate sales and hospitality?
So the funny thing about it is I never actually got into corporate sales, as that was my main thing to get into. When I graduated college in about 2009, I graduated right when the market crashed and was working at Target. And it was a crappy job, 20 hours this week, 40 hours that week. It just wasn't a great job. One of my ex-team members there happened to work for the Best Western in Frederick. And he was like, just come out and interview. I was like, I've never worked in hotels before. He was like, come out, interview, it's not a problem. So I ended up doing night audit there for about a year. But that wasn't as great either because I was driving from Westminster to Frederick every day, 40 minutes, and then doing the overnight shifts. And I was actually getting really sick, and it was just not a good. So I had to be driving by one day, and there was a sign on the Best Western, and it said hiring. And they happened to use the same program, I found out. So I walked in, did the interview on the spot, and it's kind of just gone from there. And I really have just got into corporate or into sales just by working hard, basically, and stepping up the ladder. So I would say my advice to anybody is if you're in those kind of positions is just work hard and just keep pushing and going up the ladder, because I've only been in sales about a year and a half or so. And I worked at the front desk, but I did everything. I've done front desk, I've done maintenance, I've done housekeeping. So, really just step up go up the ladder and just keep on working hard, and eventually good things will follow.
That's great. And with all the experience, you know all the inner workings of the hotel, I'm sure.
Yeah, my mom always jokes that I could run my own hotel one day, which, no, I think that's a lot of work, but at least I have the knowledge, right?
Yes, of course. So what is it that you love most about your field?
For me, really, it's and it's hard right now with the whole COVID thing, but for me, I love networking, and I love this because I'm such a social person, and I love being around people. So networking is like my favorite thing to do. And it's kind of funny because about a year and a half ago, I would be that guy in the corner, not saying anything. And, I kind of just got into it. And now I love those events. I love meeting people, meeting new people. And, I'm not hesitant to be a speaker in a crowd. I'll do it all instantly. So that's definitely my favorite part. And like I said, with COVID, hopefully things start warming up again. I've gone to a couple, but they're not the same, because we're in those small type. But hopefully as things start to roll up and we start getting towards the end of the year, like maybe try to do those happy hours and cocktail events again. So.
We're looking forward to it too. We all are. So has there been a favorite moment of your career so far?
There's not really a particular one, but for me, really, obviously right now with the weddings and everything, it's hard to do those events. But for me, helping planning events and helping planning those events and on the day, seeing those events going well. Of course, all the things that go into it, the back and forth, the emails, you're always worried that there's going to be those moments where things are not going to go well. And especially weddings is the good part. When you get to the wedding and you in our conference center and you see the bride and groom having a great time and everything's going smoothly and 4 hours just goes by really quickly because everyone's dancing. And so I would say that's my favorite part, is just really seeing events go to fruition and people just having a great time and enjoying themselves. So that's probably my favorite part. Yeah.
I bet that's great. Yeah, I love that. Has there been any interesting or funny experience that you would like to share?
Yeah, there's one that comes to mind. Obviously it stems from when I worked at the audit in Frederick, because right down from the main strip, there was a lot of interesting things happen on your night audit shifts. But the funniest thing really was when I was working there is we had, I think it was a marching band. They worked for a college or something. And at 6 o'clock in the morning, they decided that they were going to load the bus, but they were going to do it while playing all their instruments. So here I am at 6 o'clock in the morning. I start hearing all these instruments, and I see the guy with the drummer. I see the trumpets. And this is like 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, it's not even, they walk through the lobby doing cheers and everything. Yeah, so that was I wish I had it on video actually, but it was a pretty funny moment.
That is like one of those YouTube moments that you would
definitely.
find.
Like, I wish I had recorded it.
All right, so a little bit more about you. What is the most favorite word in your vocabulary, if you have one?
It's not one particular word, but it's a set of words. Is never give up. Just because in sales, I especially found that out at the very beginning. When you get into a new thing that, things don't go as well as you'd like them to go. But I think just never give up. If you just keep pushing hard and you focus on things and you don't let every small things frustrate you, and you just keep on moving forward, I think if you use that mentality, you'll be successful. So that's my favorite group of words.
Very important. Yeah, very important. A good choice.
Yeah.
How about a sound or a noise that you love listening to?
So for me, it has to be the beach. I'm definitely a summer person. I actually grew up in Eastern Africa, so I miss it, but I live right by the coast, right by the water. So for me, the beach, and I'm definitely a summer person. Maryland and their winters, I'm not a fan of, and I know I would have to start doing the heavy coats and everything soon. But definitely the water. I'm definitely a summer person. So.
Very interesting. Okay, so what profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
So I am a graphic designer, so that's kind of in another field. I'd say with that, it's not really attempting, but it's wishing that I could get into that full circle. Like I said, I graduated in 2009, right when the market crashed. So all those jobs, art, music, everything kind of put me in a spot where I am now, where I'm just doing it freelance. Not that I have a problem with that. I love doing stuff on the side and doing logos, and I do a lot for the hotel actually, and do designs and stuff. But yeah, I would like to do that full time at some point. So that's always a thing in the back of my mind.
That's great, and that's nice to know for future reference as well.
Of course, let me know. I have a site and everything, so people can hit me up.
Yes, we'll have to share that too. Okay, and the last and probably the most important question that we have for you, what is the one business lesson you wish you would have known prior to starting your career?
So for me, it is that it's okay to ask for help. Just because I'm such a perfectionist, I'm such a person that's focused and trying to get things done. And, sometimes I'll be at the office till 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, because I want to get that one thing done. And so I learned early, or in the last year or half or so, that it's okay to ask people for help, and it's okay to share ideas with people. Being a perfectionist can be a little daunting because you're just trying to do everything perfect. So asking people for their opinions and bouncing ideas off is the way to get things moving forward, because someone might have an idea that you don't know about, or someone will be, oh, you can do it this way. So I definitely had to learn that the hard way.
That's very important. A lot of people try to take on too much on their own, and you're right. I mean, just talking to someone, having a conversation can totally change the way that you view your idea. That's
yeah, and I'm also super critical of myself, so I just need to relax a little bit.
That's a good lesson. Important for everyone to know.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. I look forward to seeing you for happy hours and events coming in the future.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so thank you again.
All right, thank you so much.